Hello and welcome to yet another episode of the Diski Preview Show. And today I'm going to be sending you all the way through around the world of football. We'll start off in South Africa and we also want to look at what's happening outside of South Africa on the African continent and throughout Europe. So obviously here at Betfred we always have specials just for you football fans, and here are some of them, starting off with what's happening midweek in the UEFA Champions League and also what's going to be taking place in the Europa League. Right, so we take it over to Real Madrid versus Liverpool, another fixture you cannot ignore. Liverpool versus Real Madrid was quite an interesting one because in the first leg, Liverpool did open the scoring with 2 goals, but then they went down with 5 consecutive goals or 5 goals with no answer against them. They did have a good chance that was cleared on the line, but at the end of the day, you cannot look at that and be like, you know, it is what it is. Let's start off with Real Madrid and let's look at how their win probability is looking. Real Madrid are the home side. They'll be playing at the Santiago Bernabeu, and as you can see, Real Madrid currently sitting on a record of 41% win probability, 25% draw probability, and 34% win probability for Liverpool. Looking at their current form, both these sides in the last 7 games have not been looking that impressive. As you can see, for Real Madrid, after the Liverpool win, they had a draw, a loss, a draw, and a win. While for Liverpool, since that loss to Real Madrid, they had a draw and 2 wins back-to-back and a loss. That last loss coming against Bournemouth for Liverpool, putting them on a 64% form rate. As we look at the history of these two sides since the year 2009, as you can see, 6 wins have gone the way of Real Madrid, 2 of them going the way of Liverpool, and 1 of the meetings have been a draw. When you look at the amount of goals scored in this fixture, a crazy amount. Real Madrid having scored 16 games in this fixture, while Liverpool have only scored the 9. And talking about that, looking at recent history, 5-2 was the last result between these two sides. But Real Madrid did beat them in the 2 UEFA Champions League finals, which is quite impressive. As you can see, 2022 UEFA Champions League final, Real Madrid won it by 1-0. And then you have to go back to 2018, and you'll see that Real Madrid did beat Liverpool by 3-1 in the UEFA Champions League final. They did meet in the quarterfinals of the 2021-2022 season. And as you can see, it did happen. 2020-2021 season, and as you can see, there it was. Liverpool losing out 3-1 at the away at Real Madrid because they weren't playing at the Santiago Bernabeu. I'm trying to think back. Real Madrid Legends. What's the name of that stadium? Real Madrid Legends. It can be Puskás. I'll think of it. But yes, Real Madrid did beat Liverpool by 3-1, and then there was a 0-0 draw in that game as well. Looking at recent history, Real Madrid did manage to beat Espanyol by 3-1, while it was a 0-0 draw when they met Real Betis, who went on to lose out to Manchester United, and then they did lose out to Barcelona. And as you can see, Atletico Madrid was the opponent they faced right after they faced Liverpool in the first leg of this very tie. Liverpool, on the other hand, lost out to Bournemouth, beat Manchester United at home 7-0. They beat Wolves by 2-0, but they drew to Crystal Palace right after facing Real Madrid. So as you can see, this fixture here, after that, there's been a lot going on after this fixture had taken place. Looking at the next fixtures coming up for both these sides, Real Madrid have to worry themselves with a visit to Barcelona on the weekend. They have to go play Barcelona at the Camp Nou. Then they've got Valladolid. They've got Barcelona again in a cup competition, and then they're going to play Villarreal and Cadiz. For Liverpool, once this is over, they have to go play Manchester City on the weekend. So yes, we will definitely be talking about that in the Diski Preview Show. Big weekend ahead, and as you can see, Manchester City will be playing Liverpool in the weekend. Then Liverpool have to play Chelsea, Arsenal, Leeds, and Nottingham Forest. A very tough run coming for Liverpool fans in terms of results and also the opponents they'll be facing. Obviously, we're going to talk about the goal scorers, and when you talk about this match, there's an abundance of players to look at. Let's start with the player who scored the most goals between these two teams, and that is Mohamed Salah. He has 8 goals in 7 games in the UEFA Champions League this season, with Darwin Núñez having 4 goals in 7 games in the season. Roberto Firmino and Harvey Elliott both have 2 goals in this competition. Liverpool fans will be missing the services of this man, Luis Diaz, who had 3 appearances in the UEFA Champions League this season for Liverpool and only scoring 1 goal, which was a late goal. And as you can look for Real Madrid, a long list of names as well. Vini Jr. scoring 6 goals in 7 appearances, quite impressive from that player. Rodrigo also with 7 appearances and 3 goals, while Karim Benzema and Luka Modric have 5 appearances each and 2 goals in these competitions. When you look at cards, you're looking at not so too much ill discipline. Trent Alexander-Arnold has the most yellow cards between these two sides with 2 yellow cards. And looking at assists this season, as you can see, Federico Valverde getting 2 assists a piece. Getting 2 assists alongside Vini Jr., Rodrigo and Toni Kroos all having 2 assists in this competition this season. When you look at assists for Liverpool, Diogo Jota has been the man to go to for assists. He has 5 appearances and 3 assists, and Mohamed Salah cannot be left far behind. With 7 appearances, he has 2 assists in the competition. Henderson, Andrew Robertson, and Joe Gomez all have 1 assist each. Looking at this stat right here, Real Madrid have been proficient in terms of goals at home, 7 matches, and as you can see, 100% goal scoring record. And as you can see on the other side, for this Real Madrid side, they've been the scoring efficiency at halftime, they've been 57% successful with 4 goals scored in the first half in the last few matches they've scored in the UEFA Champions League. It's not been that long in the UEFA Champions League, only 7 games played, but get this. 20 goals scored for Real Madrid and 19 scored for Liverpool. Quite an amazing stat, quite an amazing number. That means between these two sides, in just 7 games apiece, they've scored 39 goals in this competition. The home side, obviously, we have to look at how they've been performing at home. And as you can see, 100% scoring record for them and 67% in terms of scoring before halftime. They scored only 2 goals in the first half, and they've scored only 9 goals at home in this competition, which means that 11 goals came away for Real Madrid in this year's competition. For Liverpool, they have a 100% scoring record away from home in the UEFA Champions League. They've been 67% proficient with scoring goals in the first half. And looking at that, they've both scored 11 goals apiece playing away from home. So Liverpool also have 11 goals away from home. So we'll have to see how this goes. But for me, obviously, we have to go on and do what many don't want to do, and that is create a bet slip for this game. We'll start off, obviously, by looking at... we looked at the stats, so obviously we have to talk about how I'm going to be placing my bet in this big game. Real Madrid versus Liverpool, a game you don't want to be missing out on. But because Liverpool need the goals, and I think Liverpool will be trying to get as many goals as possible, I'm going to go for the corners market. And I know many of you will be saying, why would you go for the corners market? Why would you do that? But I want to go for corners over 8.5 because this game with goal scorers needing to come to the picture, needing to come to the forefront, we're definitely going to see a lot of corners, a lot of saves, and obviously that equals corners for a match of this magnitude. When it comes to anytime goal scorers, Karim Benzema is the man to look at. He's the most likely to score a goal. But because of the nature of this game and how big it is, I'm definitely going to give a goal scorer. In fact, I don't want to go for direct goal scorer. What I'll do is I'll look at total the main markets once again. And I'm going to go with, because I'm bold, because I also love Liverpool. And I think they can definitely pull this one off. I'm going to give Liverpool a win. I'm going to give Liverpool a win for this game, and we'll get back to the rest of this. But that's what I'm going to do, Liverpool for a win, and also corners over 8. So the next game we're talking about is Frieburg versus Juventus. This is going to be taking place in the Europa League. And win probability sitting in favor of Juventus, but quite slim when you're looking at it. 40% for Juventus to win, 29% for the draw, and only 31% for the away win. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to just show you basically where my mind is at when it comes to this particular fixture. 79% current form for Juventus, while 71% current form for Frieburg. Looking at both these sides, they've only met once in their history, and Juventus has that 1 win with the 1 goal scored. And as you can see, Juventus are on a no-draw streak of 5 games, while Frieburg don't have a streak to talk about much. With this game, I don't have much to say, but one thing I will say is that Juventus look like they're in good form. They scored 4 goals in their last game, 4-2 against Sampdoria in their last fixture. In the Europa League, they managed to win that game by 1-0. That was against this very opposition, which is Frieburg. They did lose out to Roma. They did beat Torino by 4 goals to 2. So when they win big, but when they struggle, they struggle. And for Frieburg, as you can see, they beat Hoffenheim by 2-1. Juventus managed to beat Frieburg by 1-0. And as you can see, Mönchengladbach got a draw against Frieburg, and Leverkusen did the same. So when it comes to this game, not much to be said. As you can see, Juventus only have the 2 goal scorers in the UEFA Champions League. 4 goals coming from Angel Di Maria and only 1 coming from Dusan Vlahovic. Obviously, they have been so spectacular in terms of their clean sheets to this point. So this game, I think it's self-explanatory, and that's why I'm just going to go in straightforward and say that Juventus might struggle in this game, but I definitely see them picking up a win. And if you don't want to go into the market itself, you can always do what I'm about to do right now, and let's jump into the website and just go to the game you're looking for and say the away side Frieburg is going to go on, to lose. So Juventus will win, and just click on that. It will add to your bet. Right, Arsenal will be taking on Sporting at the Emirates Stadium. And as you can see with the win probability, this is a team full of confidence, a team that has the form, this is a team that has the players, the coach, and the belief. Arsenal currently sitting on a 70% win probability, with 12% sitting in the favor of Sporting Lisbon and 18% sitting in favor of the draw. As you can see, 79% form for the side. As you can see, that loss came against Manchester City, and since then they've been able to put 4 wins in a row before they had the draw in there, and then a win after that. For Sporting Lisbon, they have not stepped a foot wrong. They have 86% form, which is way better than what Arsenal have. They have 5 wins in the last 7 games and 2 draws. And looking down at the most important stat, these two teams' history since 2018, they've met a whopping 3 times, and Arsenal have been managed to score 3 goals, while Lisbon have only scored 2. And looking at how they shape up against each other, Lisbon have not been able to beat Arsenal in recent time. As you can see, they met in the round of 16 this year, but before that they met in the Europa League Group E, and there was a 1-0 win for Arsenal and a draw. So those 3 goals that Arsenal scored came from the game they're playing right now. Arsenal beat Fulham in the last time out, while for Lisbon they managed to beat Porto, or Pavista Porto, by 3-0. And looking at where they'll be going next, Arsenal obviously have the league title to worry about. They've got Crystal Palace, Leeds United, and Liverpool to worry about in quick succession. 3 games that will be coming up in the Premier League, with West Ham and Southampton. Another game they'll be looking to put under and put in ice. And for Lisbon themselves, they also have a couple of other games in their own league. Won't be going into that because I am currently running to make my bet slip. As you can see, in terms of the goal scorers here, Edward Nketiah has been the man to go to 4 goals in the Champions League, in the Europa League. For Arsenal, he's got 6 appearances and 2 goals, and then the goals have been spread out amongst Saliba, Marquinhos, Xhaka, Rob Holding, and Tierney. When you look at the other side, obviously Sebastian Coates, not so obvious, a defender who scored 2 goals in 3 appearances, but also a team with goals having spread out. Paulinho also involved, and there's Pedro also having scored a couple of goals. So with this one, like the previous game with Juventus, not much to be said, not a lot of history to be discussed, not a lot of form. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go right in and make my best slip for this game, and I think with everything considered, Arsenal have what it takes to go on and win this game. But the question is, will it be safety first? So what I'm going to do, I'll go home or draw, where it's either going to be a situation where they'll score 1 goal, and we'll have to see what happens over 90 minutes. It might go to overtime. So